My name is John Hanley. I'm the Satellite Navigation Applications Manager for Logica, UK. The Galileo case study that's part of the diploma in IT I think will be a very enjoyable case study to work on because it's very future looking. It allows allows you to look at a technology that is going to be available in 10 years' time, and it also allows you to look at applications that exist now and allow you to think of how that technology can enhance those applications. So it therefore allows you to basically mould and develop ideas of using location within everyday applications that would make it more interesting for you in the future. Galileo is the Europeans' version of GPS. Simply put, it's the Europeans' answer to the GPS system, which has been around for 20 years. Europe has got together through industry and through the European bodies to create a system that will essentially be operated by the European community, and will then allow open access to applications across the world, not just Europe, that will allow them to develop the economy and develop location-based services on the Galileo technology. Global positioning technology is essentially timing. It's very much a very simple process where you send a timing signal from a satellite, and you start a clock when it's sent, you stop a clock when it arrives, and using the simple things that everyone learns in school with regard to time, distance and space, you can establish the location of where you are on Earth. It's a very simple process that over the last 20 or 25 years has been enhanced through lots of different technologies and lots of different people in lots of different countries to make it very, very specialised for lots and lots of different aspects of society. There's essentially two major sources of global positioning technology available today. There's the GLONASS system, which is run by the Russians, and then there's the GPS system, which is run by the Americans. Galileo is obviously going to be the third version, the third system that will be made available by the European community, and it will add slightly extra value to the systems that already exist in terms of allowing an added level of integrity, an added level of accuracy over the existing systems. When Galileo becomes available in 3 or 4 years' time, it will infiltrate pretty much every part of society. GPS has very much brought location and navigation to the man in the street, and what Galileo will do in the next few years will start to push into areas and enable areas that already exist but will actually make our everyday lives a lot easier. There's a number of aspects that are going to happen over the next 10 years where something like Galileo is going to be hugely important in helping everyday people go about their working lives, their social lives, and we'll come on to some of those. I'll talk about some of those aspects later on. But I think it's very important that what Galileo gives in the next 5 to 10 years is looked at on a much larger scale in terms of how it will actually enhance society. The project that Logica has been working on recently has looked at bringing Galileo and location into the mobile phone market. Now, there's lots of areas in the future where actually being able to have accurate location of yourself or of the people who work for you or your friends and family will become very important. There's obviously applications such as child tracking or find a friend services that are starting to become quite popular now. But in the future, some aspects of location will be very, very important to business in general. For example, as the population rises, we start to have to be much more smart about the way people work, about how they actually go to the office in the morning with regard to congestion and traffic congestion and pollution. But also, even when they get to the office, they have to be able to hot desk, and the location attached to people's actual working life becomes much more important for business in the future than it is now or has been in the past. A big application that will come available is that your phone will know where you are. It'll know all the timetables of the trains, of the buses, of the tubes, if there's tubes in those particular cities, and it will be able to tell you and route you between trains and buses and tubes based on whether or not there's congestion, or if there's a problem with the railways, or if there's a problem with the tube. So it'll be able to route you across cities without you ever having to do anything. So it'll tell you that you have to get on the number 69 bus, or you have to get on the train to a certain part of the city to then get on another bus. And if there's problems with the transport, or if there's any breakdown in the actual infrastructure, then you will be rerouted around that. So it essentially gets people across, it will get people across cities much quicker without the use, or without necessarily having to use a car, which, as oil prices begin to rise over the next 10 to 20 years, the possibility of always being able to use a car will actually start to become very, very expensive for a lot of people within cities. At present, the social networking side of the internet is becoming very prevalent. Things like Facebook and MySpace are becoming very important to essentially how people interact in society. With the location aspect of that coming online in the next 10 years, it is possible that applications that have not yet been thought of, that use things like social networking, that use things like intermodal transport networks, that use information about restaurants and cinemas, becomes much more important as they all get integrated together. One of the aspects in the future that will become very, very interesting, and this case study will hopefully allow people to start thinking about these ideas, is the idea of being able to bring together not only location, but also content related to that location. So that when you're in a location, you use your mobile phone as if you use the internet at the moment to allow you to find out information specific to the time and place that you're at. So you don't have to go home and search the internet to find out about cinema listings, etc. You just use your mobile phone, you ask it a question, it knows where you are, it knows what time it is, and it knows where your friends are, and it gives you all that information in one go. So the future aspects of this type of technology, and the way this case study allows you to start looking at areas of how it would actually benefit your life, should be very, very enjoyable and interesting to work on.